An interview between White House First Daughter Chelsea Clinton and author Judy Blume will explore the author's impact on the young Clinton's life. Daughter of Bill and Hillary Rodham Clinton, Chelsea Clinton is a special correspondent for NBC's Rock Center, and that interview will air tonight. Chelsea Clinton joins us live on KSRO. Good morning.
Good morning.
So let's talk a little bit about meeting Judy Blume. Every young girl, I'm sure, would want to meet Judy Blume because she has such an impact. What was it like for you to meet her?
Oh, it was amazing. I mean, I was a little bit starstruck at first because she had such a profound impact on my life when I was growing up. And I really cannot imagine, being 8, 9, 10, 11, 12 without Judy Blume and her characters. And so to meet her was such a privilege, and she was even more dynamic and lively than I had expected her to be. And she's in her 70s, and she's still actively writing, and still such an active person. She rides her bike, and she walks every day, and she's just everything that I would have hoped the creator of her characters would be, and just so much more.
Now, it couldn't have been easy for you growing up in the spotlight as you did. What specific things did Blume's work help you get through when you were young?
Oh, when I was little, what was stressful to me was what was stressful to my friends. And, reading Judy Blume's books when I was younger and then talking to them about my friends was, much easier in some ways than talking about, the specific test that we were worried about, or the specific friend dynamic that was stressful to us, or whether or not the boy that we liked was, going to ask us out or not. And so it was easier to talk about Judy Blume's characters. And that was something that I really shared with my friends. And I'm grateful that Judy Blume helped provide us a framework to talk about our own lives in a way that was a little bit safer.
Blume's books oftentimes deal with sensitive, even controversial subjects. She's written about divorce, bullying, teen sexuality, even getting your period. Was this something that she was consciously writing about?
It was something that she was consciously writing about, partly because she started writing when she herself was a young mother, and she had 2 little kids, and she had always had stories in her head that she'd wanted to get down on paper. And, her first stories really were written more for little kids, for her kids' own ages. But then as her kids got older and she started to kind of watch their experiences, she realized that she felt most comfortable and, kind of called to really write about kids who were 11, 12, 13, 14, kind of at the moment of a real kind of maturation in puberty. And she wanted to write stories that would kind of be useful to her kids. She has 1 son and 1 daughter. And so that's what really led her to write, Are You There, God? It's Me, Margaret, because her daughter and her friends were struggling with puberty, and Blubber, because her daughter and friends were struggling with how to stand up for themselves in their classroom and in their schools, and to deal with, loss or divorce. She was watching her, kids' friends go through all of those different experiences.
Now, Tiger Eyes is the first of Blume's books to be made in a movie. In fact, it actually debuted at the Sonoma Valley Film Festival last year. Why did she wait so long?
She waited so long because she thought she actually would never make a feature-length film of her books. She just couldn't imagine kind of anyone being able to do a film that she would be comfortable with. But then her son, who is historically a documentary filmmaker, said he wanted to make a movie of Tiger Eyes, a film that he felt so called to because he had grown up part of the time in New Mexico where the story is based, and because he felt really connected to that place and to those characters, and because it was her son asking and because she trusted him. Blume said yes, and so they worked on the screenplay together and they worked on the movie together. But her son directed it, and it's coming out in May, and it's really wonderful. I was lucky enough to get a sneak peek preview, and it's really wonderful.
That's great. Can you tell me about your new role at NBC's Rock Center? How did it come about?
I've been at Rock Center now for more than a year, and I'm so grateful that I can redirect some of the interest in me to tell stories that I find inspirational, compelling, things that I'm curious about. It's what led me to Key West to talk to Judy Blume, as you'll see tonight. And really, I grew up around the media, clearly, and I've always had a healthy respect for the role that journalism plays, not only in kind of illuminating what doesn't work, but also in illuminating what does work. And I certainly think that what Judy Blume does is a sterling example of the latter, and I hope that people will tune in tonight and agree.
And do you think, with your interview with Judy Blume and with others, that people are more likely or less likely to open up to you because of who you are and your background?
I don't know. I certainly hope that the people who will watch tonight will see that we had really what I found to be just terrific conversations. And whether that's because I had read 14 of her books in the 4 days before I went down to Key West to talk to her, and so all of her characters were so fresh in my mind, as we're remembering kind of what it had been like when I'd read those books the first time around, 20 some odd years ago, 15 years ago, or whether something else, I don't know. But I'm grateful that we did have such a kind of rich series of conversations and interviews over the few days that I was there, and I hope that that'll come through tonight.
Well, I'm really jealous that you got to talk to such an icon. Congratulations on that, and we look forward to seeing the interview tonight. Thank you so much.
Great. Thank you so much.
Chelsea Clinton, the correspondent for NBC Rock Center, and tune in this evening for her interview with Judy Blume. This is KSRO.